What's up, guys? It's your boy Sion, and I'm back with the 80th episode of the MMO show. Now, the MMO show has come a long way. That's 80 episodes. It's a long time. That's a year and change, and about to go on 2 years. So, I just wanted to take time to look back, like on my life, and look back on what things have changed with the MMO show. And basically, what you're looking at right now is Revelations Online. It's an open beta, so everybody who was saying, "How I get an account? How I get an account?" You don't need a key anymore. Just make a NetEase account, and you're in there. So for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about how MMOs affect family, how it's affected my family, how it's affected me, and how it may affect you. I have a few things that I'm gonna say, and if there's ever an MMO show that you should pay attention to, it's probably going to be this one. So first of all, I'm going to start off with my very first thing is, if you're going to be playing MMOs the way that you would like to be playing MMOs, you should probably make a schedule and keep it. Don't deviate from it, because it'll probably cause friction and bad blood in family, especially if you're married or something like that, and like you need to spend time with somebody. You probably want to just make that schedule and keep it. Now, the second thing I want to do is make sure that you know that your family is more important than the game. I'm at fault for that. Well, majority of these things on this list I'm at fault for, so I'm not even going to be sitting here saying that I'm just saying this stuff and I don't know. Some of this stuff I am guilty of, so I'm telling you, and I would like you to not fall into that same category as I have fallen into it, because you know you have to live and you have to learn, and I've learned, I've suffered, I'm still suffering, so definitely you don't want to fall into that. Number 3 is, don't let the game consume you too much and shun outside life. Now, I didn't shun outside life, me personally, but I did let certain games consume me too much. So I'm pointing that towards anybody who may be in that situation right now. Just never let it be more important than anything else. Now, number 4 is, you want to spend your time wisely and don't just sit in game cities. Iron Forge, that I see again, I did something like that too. Like, there's times where we just sat in cities for no reason. Like, there's no looking back on that, that's stupid, and I don't know why I did it. I don't do it now, because the minute that something like, if I stop doing something in the game, I'm out, I'm gone. I'll go play a different game before I go sit in the city and just stand there with my virtual character and talk to somebody, because that, I realized how dumb that was. It's like in high school, standing at like, remember when you stand in high school at the end of school and everybody's just standing there trying to look cool? Like, what the hell are we doing? Like, there's no reason for that. So you want to look out for things like that, and definitely don't waste your time in cities. Now, the next thing I want to get on is 5. When you get your family in on, well, get your family in on the game if you can. That's really key. It'll be definitely good for you. It'll be definitely good for you, like if you have kids or if you have a wife who plays and stuff like that, and it'll bring a little bit more bonding, because they need to be at least somewhat incorporated in the game that you're playing, so everybody feels like they're a part of something. You want all the time, if you're going to have a family and you're going to be a gamer, especially an MMO gamer, because it's the most consuming game, probably genre that probably exists, besides like playing like Magic the Gathering, like the card games or whatever else like that. I think it's more consuming than MOBA too, because MOBAs tend to happen fast and MMOs can go forever, so no, it's probably the most consuming. So definitely try to get your family in on stuff. Next thing I would like to talk about is, always make sure that everyone is okay with your game activities. Don't just assume that just because you're playing and nobody's saying nothing that they are happy with it. In most cases, they're probably not. They'll probably tell you sometimes, like, yeah, you're great. But if you feel that you're spending like 3 to 4 hours a day and you work and whatever else, and you don't hardly talk to anybody, or if you have kids, you hardly see your kids, it's probably not cool. You don't assume that it is just because they say it is, because I'm telling you now it's not. So if you were in that boat, get out that boat, start swimming, go somewhere else, because that's not the boat that you want to be in. So next I would like to talk about, let's see, what are we on now? Let's talk about, yeah, this at 6, so we're on 7 now. Control your spending and don't neglect bills for anything in the game that you like. If it's real life and you gotta pay it, pay for it. There's nothing worth it in the game that you need to that, oh, I gotta have like this piece of armor. No, you don't. Go join the guild, go get out there and earn it. Like, Don't do that. Don't, like, never do that. No skin is worth anything. No skin is worth baby milk or anything like that. I've seen people say stuff like that before, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And like, it's just never worth that. And it always irks me when I see people do that. Now, me personally, I'm not guilty of that, but I am guilty of actually buying games when I could have did something else with it. I am guilty of that, but I never did it at the sake of anybody in my family. Well, people might disagree with that, but you guys know what I mean. So just never be in that situation to begin with. And I believe 8 is going to finally be, when the game becomes a point where it becomes more of a job than actually being a game, and it's not fun anymore, don't play that game anymore. It's not worth it at that point. It'll never be worth it at that point. At that point, you should definitely just say, you know what, I'm not going to play this anymore. Let me move on to something else. And I'm pretty much going to recap this a little bit for you guys. What I want to try to prevent, because it's something that's recently, I've been accused of, not everything on the list, but I am accused of some stuff, some lighter, some heavier, and I want to prevent you guys from going through that. I want to prevent a female from going through it. I want to prevent a male going through it. Sometimes things happen to people and stuff happens to people, and unfortunately you have to be the person who's nailed to the cross. And not that I am nailed to the cross, but I think I have enough splinters in my hands to know better now and try to at least help somebody else. I've seen a few people, like, and as a matter of fact, like 2 hours ago, I was talking to somebody about situations and, what I'm going through in my life and what I'm going through, what they're going through. And he said something, and it kind of bothered me, because I'm like, wow, you don't get it. And like, I was trying to explain it to him, and the person just didn't get it. So I hope, because he's probably going to see this, and I hope somebody out there sees this. I hope you get it, like in this type of form. I hope, because it's a pretty big forum now. Everybody watches this, not everybody, but people watch this every week, and I like to have themes out there, MMO themes that make sense, that hit home now. I don't want to just talk about news anymore, because everybody knows about the news. By the time you see the news on this channel, you already knew it. So it's like I'm getting away from that. I'm just getting away from that. I'm getting away from just being robotic with it, because it felt robotic. It didn't feel genuine at all. I feel this feels more genuine. If you kind of understand what's going on and understand what I'm saying and what I'm trying to say to you guys, I'm trying to prevent you guys from having any type of heartache. Like, me personally, right now in my life, I have a lot of heartache. I have a lot of physical, mental, and spiritual torture going on right now. And I had some people call me weak. I had some people call me strong. I have people on the left hand side saying that I'm the horrible person on the planet, and then on the right hand side, everybody's telling me, maybe a little misunderstood. You're still a good guy and everything else. There's always going to be that. People don't know you all the way. People are not going to know you all the way. So you can't sit there and just let it kill you. And I can honestly say, at a point, I stopped. I really stopped at a point, and I just want you guys not to end up at that point. I was like, you know what? I'm tired. And when you get to that point, that's when you're in a dark place. And believe it or not, in gaming, you could get to that point. That's what I'm pretty much trying to say. And I'm pretty much trying to get you guys to understand and not end up at that point. So I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I hope you guys get a life lesson out of this, because I want everybody to be happy. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's a big thing that just can't happen. Maybe everybody can't just be happy in the world, but I would like everybody to be happy at some way, shape, or form. And I hope you got something out of this. So if you're a gamer like me, I'm a gamer. I'm a heavy gamer. I'm like bouncing between so many games in my life that I hope somewhere in some way, shape, and form you got something out of this, guys. So you guys be legendary. I will see you next week on the MMO show, and be happy. Peace.
Thank you for watching the latest video on the channel. If you enjoyed what you've seen here, please like, share, and subscribe. You can also click the bottom left there and follow the latest MMO show. You guys be legendary, and I will see you next video. Peace.